This interview was never meant to see the light of day. But here we are, reading it now, as if pulled from the echoes of history. In the year 1954, 12 chimes resonated through the air, each one serving as a symbolic marker in a vast and mysterious universe that constantly pulses and vibrates between the realm of what is visible and tangible, and the realm that remains hidden, intangible, and beyond immediate perception. All that exists in the universe, every fleeting moment, every cherished memory, every whisper of thought, resides here, within a vast, boundless realm that some refer to as the Akasha, the eternal field that stretches infinitely beyond time and space. Consciousness, in my view, fundamentally shapes the fabric of reality itself. It acts as the unseen force that molds and influences everything we perceive and experience.
Like a delicate yet powerful thread weaving through the universe. It threads through the tiniest detailsen the grandest mystery.
Imagine the clock striking midnight 12 times, the 12 chimes serving as portals, gateways opening with each toll. These moments symbolize opportunities, moments of transition, or perhaps gateways to different realms of existence, all influenced by the awareness that resides within us. Each chime marks a boundary, a threshold where perception shifts and new possibilities emerge. In this way, consciousness doesn't just passively observe reality but actively participates in its creation, opening doors at each toll, midnight's 12 chimes, each one inviting us to step through into something new. This vastness holds memories of 2,100 years, preserved within an infinite fabric, unbound and non-local. Even as he found himself teetering dangerously on the very edge of a dark, seemingly endless abyss, his heart continued to beat with a frantic, desperate rhythm, pounding fiercely alive and undeniably aware of every sensation, every flicker of fear and hope that coursed through him. And Einstein continued, "A new beginning awaits us beyond the confines of matter and time." I have a feeling that this cycle never truly comes to a conclusion. It seems that consciousness, the infinite wandering traveler, continually makes its return, again and again, in an endless loop. Consciousness is non-local. It does not dwell solely within the brain but extends across cosmic threads. The brain functions much like a highly sophisticated antenna, an incredibly intricate organ that is finely tuned to pick up and receive the subtle energies and signals that emanate from the vast quantum realm of consciousness. Picture a single wave cresting and breaking gracefully on the vast surface of the ocean, its existence fleeting and transient, yet undeniably connected to the endless rhythm of the sea. It appears suddenly, rises, and then slips away just as quickly, embodying a moment of pure motion and beauty. Despite its temporary nature, that wave is not isolated. It is a tiny fragment in the grand continuous cycle of water and energy that sustains the ocean's vast expanse. It's a reminder of how even the briefest of movements can be woven into a larger, unending story, where each wave, though fleeting, contributes to the ongoing dance of the ocean's eternal symphony. The relativity of matter and energy, yet missing from all formulas, was love. Entanglement, the intriguing and often perplexing phenomenon that describes the mysterious, invisible connection between quantum particles across distances. What truly matters in the grand scheme of things is not the entire theoretical framework itself, but rather the actions, choices, and decisions we make right here and now. He penned these words, the very last page of a life, a culmination of all his experiences, thoughts, and emotions, knowing in his heart that he would never open this notebook again, as if sealing away a chapter of his existence forever. Thank you sincerely for sticking with us all the way to the very end. If this story has resonated with you or sparked even a flicker of thought, maybe, just maybe, it has nudged you to see things from a slightly different perspective, challenging your usual way of thinking, encouraging you to explore new ideas, or quietly inspiring a moment of reflection within you. There exists a profound absence of form, a silent enigma that remains mostly unspoken, a hidden truth that lies quietly beneath what is visible on the surface. It's a mysterious reality that many choose not to address openly, preferring instead to keep it concealed, lingering just beneath the awareness. This silent truth, shrouded in secrecy, hints at something deeper, something unresolved, yet rarely voiced aloud or acknowledged in clear terms. It's an elusive presence, like a shadow cast softly in the background, hinting at a profound loss or a fundamental change that words often fail to fully capture or describe. Unconsciousness, in my view, is not merely a void or lack of awareness, but rather a form of energy, an elusive yet powerful force that seamlessly merges and dissolves into the very source from which all things originate. It exists without hesitation or fear, flowing naturally and effortlessly into the essence of the universe, embodying a silent harmony that transcends understanding. This merging is akin to a return to the fundamental current from which everything is born, a surrender that is both profound and boundless, unencumbered by doubt or anxiety. Science can be truly understood if you find the courage to look beyond surface appearances and delve into the deeper truths that lie beneath. It's about daring to see past what simply seems, and instead embracing the reality that truly is, no matter how complex or hidden it may be. Energy cannot simply vanish or fade away. Instead, it seamlessly merges into the vast fabric of the universe, becoming part of an eternal, ongoing dance that continues unbroken across the cosmos. It transforms, redistributes, and persists in endless cycles, woven into the very essence of everything that exists, embodying a perpetual movement that never ceases or comes to an end. The universe consistently affirms what we perceive, what we truly sense deep within ourselves, by whispering softly through the subtle energies that flow beneath or alongside all forms and matter. It's as if this vast, intricate cosmos communicates with us in gentle, almost imperceptible ways, confirming and resonating with the quiet signals we pick up on from the world around us. These faint vibrations serve as a reminder that everything is interconnected, that beneath the surface of visible reality lies a subtle energy constantly humming, guiding, and affirming our perceptions and experiences. Time is not an unchanging, fixed entity that exists independently of our perception. Rather, it is an illusion that our minds tend to cling to, a construct we use to make sense of the world around us. The very fabric of reality, however, is woven in a way that defies this simplistic understanding, suggesting that time as we experience it may be far from the ultimate truth. Instead, it is a perception shaped by consciousness, intricately intertwined with the complex and mysterious nature of the universe itself. A conversation that was immediately classified, hidden truths lurking beneath layers of scientific walls. Future devices will have the remarkable ability to detect and identify subtle changes that serve as evidence or proofs of consciousness, even extending beyond the usual boundaries we associate with the physical body. These innovations will enable us to observe signs of awareness that persist beyond the boundaries of life itself, offering glimpses into consciousness that transcend physical existence and death. This profound silence, coupled with these subtle vibrations, serves as the intricate language spoken by worlds that remain hidden from our direct sight. They communicate through these delicate frequencies and silent echoes, conveying truths that are beyond ordinary perception. In their subtlety, these vibrations act as a bridge, allowing us to catch glimpses of worlds that exist quietly alongside ours, yet are usually beyond our immediate awareness. This quietness and these unseen signals form a mysterious dialogue, a silent but persistent conversation that reveals the existence of realms rarely touched by our senses. Even within the realm of art, there are lingering echoes of profound, unseen truths that resonate quietly beneath the surface. Art functions as a mirror or reflection of the divine essence that each of us inherently carries within ourselves. Between the years 2020 and 2022, an unexpected discovery was made, an old, overlooked manuscript that had long been forgotten. This document contained the words of GDL, a figure whose writings had been buried in obscurity for what felt like ages. Despite being hidden away and nearly lost to time, these words somehow remained alive, waiting patiently to be uncovered once more and to offer their insights and significance to those who would rediscover them. Secrets concealed deep within the double bottom of a secure safe. Hidden truths that have the power to challenge and upend everything we believe to be true, forcing us to confront our assumptions and see the world from an entirely new perspective. Love and memory. The most difficult task, understanding oneself, lies at the threshold of our consciousness. He softly whispered that everything around us is fundamentally consciousness itself, an endless, interconnected web that links all things together in a vast, intricate network. A full year prior to his passing, Einstein took a moment to stop and reflect, completely immersed in his thoughts as he continued to ponder and grapple with the many paradoxes and mysteries that the universe presented to him, remaining deep in contemplation about the complicated and fascinating nature of the cosmos. Quantum entanglement, instantaneous connection that defies classical explanation, what Einstein called spooky action. Official science may dismiss this interview outright, regarding it as unsubstantiated or lacking in rigorous evidence. However, in the bustling corridors of the 21st century, where ideas and beliefs flow freely and skepticism coexists with newfound openness, this stance has begun to shift. People increasingly entertain the possibility that unconventional insights, personal testimonies, and alternative perspectives hold value, challenging traditional authority. As knowledge evolves and the limits of scientific understanding expand, the cultural landscape is gradually embracing different ways of knowing, even if official channels still maintain their skepticism. This growing openness signifies a fundamental change in how society perceives truth and credibility in the modern age. He asked, "Why not? Why shouldn't consciousness transcend material limits? Swallowing hard as if trying to suppress a flood of emotions, the air in the room suddenly seemed to chill noticeably. Yet deep within, there was a steadfast and unyielding hope that refused to be extinguished, quietly burning beneath the surface despite the coldness around it. His final utterance, "Death is awakening," drifts softly, like a faint whisper that carries immense weight. The words resonate deeply, echoing with a quiet but powerful truth, subtly suggesting that death might be a form of awakening rather than an end. Despite their delicate tone, these words linger, leaving an imprint that invites reflection on the nature of life's ultimate transition and the possibility of something beyond what is visible. The phrase captures a poignant moment, a final message that, while barely audible, holds profound significance capable of stirring contemplation long after they were spoken. A firm, warm handshake, an unspoken gesture that conveys the passing of silent, sacred knowledge, a subtle exchange of trust and understanding that words could never fully capture. The day starts fresh once again, although it is already well past its initial morning hours, marking the beginning of yet another cycle, another fresh chapter in the ongoing quest for understanding. With each dawn, a new mystery begins to reveal itself, quietly waiting to be uncovered, as life continues its relentless march forward in an ever-changing rhythm. He believed even when wind ceases, that connection remains, unbreakable, eternal. Physicists initially believed that the atom was the smallest and most fundamental building block of matter, an unbreakable brick that could not be divided any further. However, their understanding turned out to be mistaken. It was not the ultimate indivisible unit they once thought it to be. Beyond the atom lies an infinite realm of emptiness, a vast and silent doorway that beckons to be opened. It is an abyss of verdure, an uncharted void awaiting exploration, where mysteries and secrets reside in silence. This empty expanse stands as a gateway to the unknown, inviting curiosity and wonder to venture past the familiar boundaries and dive into the depths of what lies beyond. Is it possible for us to definitively demonstrate that consciousness continues beyond certain boundaries or stages? Or could it be that this question is fundamentally beyond the limits of our current understanding and capabilities? We wonder whether there's any concrete way to verify ongoing awareness after death or during altered states, or if such aspects are inherently elusive. The challenge lies in whether our tools, methods, and concepts are sufficient to capture the essence of persistent consciousness, or if the nature of consciousness itself resists proof, remaining a mystery forever just out of reach. Reproducibility and measurement serve as the fundamental foundation. These are the core principles that support scientific inquiry and progress. They ensure that experiments can be reliably repeated and that results can be accurately quantified, forming the backbone of credible research. However, it's important to recognize that certain truths and insights extend beyond the controlled environment of the laboratory. Some aspects of understanding and knowledge are shaped by context, perception, or subjective experience, which cannot always be fully captured through standard measurement or reproducibility alone. These truths often lie in areas where empirical methods reach their limits, reminding us that not everything can be strictly quantified or consistently reproduced, yet they remain equally meaningful in broadening our comprehension of the world. Phenomena that defy replication serve as undeniable proof of their very existence, standing as unique and unrepeatable events or occurrences that cannot be duplicated or recreated, yet their mere occurrence affirms that they are real and existent in the world. Science will ultimately one day succeed in documenting and recording the subtle shifts and fluctuations in consciousness, revealing tangible proofs that have been quietly present and waiting in the silent, unseen fields of experience. These proofs will be uncovered through careful observation and exploration, shedding light on the nuanced transformations that occur within our awareness and perception, all hidden beneath the surface of our everyday consciousness. The silent fields, filled with these subtle signals and changes, will become accessible to scientific inquiry, offering concrete evidence of the dynamic and ever-evolving nature of consciousness itself. Like radio waves, disconnected from the sender yet lingering in the ether, so too our essence persists. The universe exists because perception actively shapes and molds it, an age-old truth that has been rediscovered and reaffirmed through the meticulous lens of mathematics and scientific inquiry. We are all travelers, through vibrations, through states, through dimensions, beyond what we see. A perpetual cycle of transformation, shifts in form, variations in states of being, and fluctuations in consciousness itself, an endless loop that continually renews and redefines existence. They actively seek out truths, attempting to measure and understand them through observation and inquiry. Yet there are certain truths that continue to evade detection, slipping beyond the grasp of even the most diligent efforts. Despite all this pursuit, Some of these fundamental realities remain elusive, impervious to direct measurement or definitive proof. Still, these truths are not lost or vanishing. They persist, woven into the very fabric of the universe itself, residing quietly just beyond the reach of our understanding, inherent in the structure of existence. Consciousness, much like muscles strained from the effort of pushing beyond familiar limits, continues to grow and develop, gradually expanding into the vast, uncharted territories that lie beyond our current understanding. It pushes outward, seeking new horizons and deeper insights, always eager to explore the unknown layers of existence and awareness that await just beyond the edge of what we already know. In energy, what we are, nothing is lost, it merely transforms. To change our way of living, to realize that death is but a doorway. Death is not simply a form of destruction or an end, but rather, it can be viewed as a profound awakening, an evolving, continuous journey toward greater awareness. It is a transition that invites us to open our minds and hearts to new understandings, a shift that reveals the deeper truths beyond the physical realm. Instead of viewing death as finality, many see it as a gateway to awakening, a step in the ongoing process of expanding consciousness, discovering new perspectives, and embracing the endless cycle of awareness that goes beyond what we perceive in everyday life. Safeguard the light with all your heart. Believe deeply that beyond the veil of disconnection, there exists a realm of perfect unity, unconditional love, and an infinite well of understanding that knows no bounds.